engagement. Senator Grace O'Sullivan, are you taking the 7 minutes?
No, I'm sharing with my colleague, Senator Alice Mary Higgins.
Okay,
So
I'll give you 30 seconds.
4 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Cathaoirleach.
4 and 3, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Taoiseach, happy Easter, and you're very welcome to the Chamber. And I'm standing here on behalf of Senator John Dolan, and I'm speaking on behalf of Senator Black and on behalf of myself. Firstly, Taoiseach, you committed to ratify the United Nations Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities when you were elected, and you've done this, and it's very much appreciated. The ratification is a statement that a state will get on with the work of implementation, in a word, making Ireland accessible for its disabled citizens so that they can fully live lives in their communities. I am aware that you have called together all Secretary-Generals for the purpose of taking a range of actions this year. Actions relating to the forthcoming budget, necessary legislation and other matters. And it's imperative that you continue your leadership in this role. In your statement, you did not make any reference to the ratification of the Convention, yet we know that you're very active on it. And can you acknowledge to the House that you are placing implementation of the UNCPR beside other national challenges and on the same footing? Also, Taoiseach, I wish to address the situation of Israel-Palestine. Just before the recent Israeli elections, Prime Minister Netanyahu vowed to formally annex the Palestinian West Bank if returned to office. A few months prior, the UN Special Rapporteur on Human Rights in Palestine noted the rapid expansion of illegal Israeli settlements and urgent threat of annexation, stating that if these further settlements steps by Israel are left unanswered by the international community, we will be driving past the last exit on the road to annexation. It is impossible to square the international community's rhetorical support for a genuine two-state solution, which its persistent unwillingness to confront Israel with any meaningful injunctions to halt and reverse these steps towards annexation. This should make clear that time is running out, and those of us committed to a peaceful two-state solution needs to show it. My colleague, Senator Black, made this case at the UN this month, where she represented her Occupied Territories Bill. That bill has been supported resoundingly by both houses, and I'd like to ask you, Taoiseach, to reconsider your own position with regard to this piece of legislation, in order that you represent this country to stand up for human rights and international law. And the last point, Taoiseach, is climate change. And this is an issue, you know, is very dear to my heart, that we had 7 months of deliberations in terms of the Special Committee on Climate Action. We have a report which is very much welcomed, and I hope that you, Taoiseach, and all departments will get on with action in this area. But particularly, Taoiseach, I'm asking you, can you commit that you will lead action with regard to climate? This week, Taoiseach, I feel like saying you won't believe it, but of course you will. This week, we saw 2 damning reports on Ireland's climate rankings, this time from the European Climate Action Network. These placed our country and our MEPs near the bottom of the rankings in climate action. And this is such a shame. So, Taoiseach, we need more genuine actions when it comes to climate change, and not just words. I'll hand over now to my esteemed colleague, Alice Mary Higgins.